Meeting to order. Recognize that we have David and myself. It's enough for a quorum, I guess.
Yes.
And let's begin the meeting by saying good morning to everyone and welcome to a new year.
Good morning.
I am back on the board, and it was a tough.
Congratulations.
It was a tough process. It was, highly contested, but I squeaked by.
I'm sure you did.
Let's just see here. First agenda issue is the reorganization. So I'm going to make a motion for a reorganization, and I'll open the floor for appointments of maybe a new chairman. And I'd like to make a recommendation that David be the new chairman for the Board of Assessors.
I shall accept that.
Excellent.
And second.
All right. Let's move on. Signing of documents. Victor.
Al,
I can be down there today to sign some documents.
well, we may not need signatures, but one thing we can bring it up under, if we can, I request that we move any other business up to this point. There's something I forgot to put on the agenda, but I sent along in the packet. That would be the personal property write-offs.
All right, well, let's just jump right into that then. That makes sense, right? Okay.
These write-offs come to us from Kathy Kelly, our fantastic tax collector. And this happens once a year, where after all of her collection efforts lead to a dead end, we have to take them off the books.
Certainly.
And this is her statutory authority advising us of the accounts that we need to take off the books. And it goes back to, calendar year 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And when we scroll through the years, we're looking at 14 is like 395, 358 for 15, 301. This is mostly, these early ones are like one or two accounts. 18 is $570, 19 is $930, 20 is $1275.
Right. Now we have
1435 and 21. And these businesses, you'll see a lot of repeat names simply because of the several years she's attempted to collect.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And asking for the board's authorization to execute writing these off the books.
All right.
Do
I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item on our agenda, if you want to get into it, are the ATB settlement discussions that we had.
Yes.
I figure, this again was in the package, but I'll just stick to the numbers. And generally, in the first two cases, these are buildings that are have difficulty finding their footing once again after COVID. It's a concern that we all shared during COVID. What is the commercial landscape going to look like?
Yes.
And these two did take a hit.
Yeah.
And for the first one, doing this now, it's only a 2025 abatement, but that means it won't go to the ATB. We'll settle it. And we previously denied these, just like we always do. And then they come back, and the ones that have real concerns are the ones we pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Victor, let me just ask you a question.
Yes.
When it comes to the square footage charged at these locations, how is that in line with what Boston offers? Are they above, below, equal to?
Right now, Boston isn't necessarily the best indicator.
No, it's not.
We have, my wife works for Berklee College of Music, and I believe one of her buildings was sold. We're seeing commercial buildings in Boston being converted to residential regularly.
Yep.
So the upset we're seeing in our market here is absolutely minor compared to what Boston's going through.
I hear you. Okay.
I see it every day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
try to compare ourselves to where we are regionally, and you know me, I always think my assessments are spot on. But then sometimes it comes down to brass tacks and what's practical, and you know, where I may have been a little heavy-handed regarding vacancies, which is mostly what's driving these. It's just they had to renegotiate leases with tenants that were there to keep them, which also cost them more money and some additional fit outs and things of that nature. So
Right.
this is what what these settlements reflect.
Great. Well, thank you for explaining that. Thank you.
Mhm.
So
You want to go one at a time, or do you want to do them all at once and then make a motion?
let me just go through each one real fast. All
Okay.
right.
Mhm.
And then we can do a motion for all of them.
Vic, quick question.
Yep.
Do we have sufficient reserves in the overlay for 2023 to cover the third one?
Yes, and as you may be aware, the accounting methodology changed a few years. Remember in the olden days, if you ran out of money in one year of overlay, you'd have to go through this elaborate transfer. Now they're all
Correct.
combined. It doesn't matter what year.
Okay,
And we have sufficient amount of overlay funds to cover these.
sounds good.
So on the first one, we are recommending an abatement of 1,326,700. On the next one, slightly over 2 million. The third one has 2 years at the appellate tax board and 1 current. And basically, for 25 and 24, it's about $1,450,000 each year. And for fiscal 23, it's $1 million. And on the last one, we have 24 at the appellate and 25 currently. I got kind of angry with them. So I just, hold on here. I think we have, hey, Yano,
Hey, Anu.
he's connecting. This was just I didn't think they had a huge case over here. So this was just remember the old TV sets? You had one dial to change the channels, but then you had the little dial on the side to get the UHF to tune them in.
Yeah.
This represents just a little fine tuning of that assessment.
Okay.
So if you agree with these and are fine with the detail I presented, feel free.
I would like to make a motion that we accept Victor's recommendations for the appellate tax board settlements.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye.
All right. All right.
Those are the main things that I had. I told you it would be quick. To anyone's knowledge, am I missing anything? I don't think so.
I would like to add one thing, Vic.
Yes, sir.
Yes, our senior discount program website. I know that our applications are going to be coming in August 1st. And since it's 7 or 8 weeks away, can we update the website to reflect 2025? And somewhere along the way indicate the current value of the circuit breaker tax credit so that people have an eyeball of, what's the maximum that they can receive.
We're in the process of doing that. Our flyer has been updated.
Wonderful.
We printed 9,200 of them.
Wonderful.
Go into the tax billing for all real estate properties. Dave, great minds think alike, and I'll extend that to great boards and assessing department heads think alike.
Thank you so much. And by the way, the maximum is 2,730 or 2024?
Yeah, it just keeps getting better. How do I
Yeah.
juggle those finances behind the scenes?
I know.
The idea was to keep this.
Just curious if anybody can see me.
Yes, well,
We see
we
your
see what
picture.
could be a mugshot.
Yeah, I know. I can't figure out how. I got a new computer and it's driving me crazy.
You're still as handsome as ever, my friend. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
No, yeah, no, we just had a couple of small abatements to take care of, a couple of ATB and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
I read the spreadsheet and
Beautiful.
I agree.
And we took care of the personal property write-offs that Kathy Kelly so expertly and timely delivers to us for action.
And Victor, just to be clear, you don't need any signatures from us today. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. From this meeting, I go into one upstairs relative to our bond rating and things of that nature. I dare say the team that has been in place that I've been privileged to be part of has done a fantastic job, particularly with Steve at the top.
Yes.
And it is my personal hope that, you know, we retain our stellar bond rating, particularly as he moves on into retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So everything I'm doing and the entire team is doing, I think we owe that to him to give him our best.
Yes.
So
Sounds good.
we are currently doing tax billing. I've completed it in my other two communities. We've had a couple of hiccups here, but I'm sure we will be fine by Monday at the latest.
Wonderful.
So,
Have we reorganized?
yes, sir. We voted you emperor.
No.
We have failed to select the vice chair, though.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, there's no greater vice than being old.
I would recommend my esteemed elder colleague as the vice chair.
I will second that nomination. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yana, you're vice chair. I'm
I'm
chair this
vice
year.
chair. Okay.
And if there's nothing else on the agenda, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'm so move.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Gentlemen,
Thank-
thank you so much. I don't know if we'll have much to do over the summer. Everyone have a happy and safe summer and reach out with anything. If you get any constituent calls or have any concerns, you know where to find me.
Certainly.